Can I just say that this episode was such a joy to watch? Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Felicia here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Steven Universe, The Question. It's the third episode in this Steven Bomb, and it's probably one of my favorites so far, which I say about every episode because they're just all really good. So this episode starts off right after the last one. We see Greg and Ruby on top of that hill, and Steven, and Amethyst come up and they say, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you ready to go back home? And Ruby does not want to have it. She's like, hey, I'm an independent gem now. And she doesn't want to be with Sapphire. She doesn't want to form Garnet again. She wants to be on her own because she's always been either with the Rubies or with Sapphire. She's never had to look out for herself or think for herself, or, she's always checking in with someone. And she's like, for once, I want to be on my own, go on this journey of self-discovery, which I hinted. I said she'd be doing that, and I was right. Steven, of course, doesn't understand why Ruby would not want to be with Sapphire and not want to be with Garnet, because he's known Garnet basically his whole life. He doesn't really know Ruby and Sapphire as separate. But he eventually comes around, decides to help her out, and just like Sapphire predicted in episode 1, they become cowboys. They go to the great open plain and, start lassoing bulls, fighting snakes, singing by the campfire. Ruby actually has this really cute song about how she's on her own and she doesn't really need anybody. She's like a solitary stone, and it's just really cute. And Steven eventually comes around to the idea that maybe Garnet doesn't have to be formed. If Ruby is happy on her own, then that's just how it has to be. And he's like 100% supportive of that, which I think is really cool. It shows how mature Steven is. And I think this episode really has you think about maybe like kids with divorced parents and stuff, how the kid wants their mom and dad, or other dad, mom, you know what I mean. How the kid wants their parents to be together forever, but it's not best for the parents. And children usually are not mature enough to understand that concept. I think this episode really teaches that lesson, or just makes it more relatable, more understandable for maybe a child in that situation. So Ruby actually tells Steven that even though she's had a great time on the, on the plains, being a cowboy, being on her own and everything, she actually still misses Sapphire. And she realizes that she could still be independent and making her own decisions, but it just so happens that she's going to decide to be with Sapphire. She's choosing to be with Sapphire. And again, I think that's a really important lesson for the show. One thing I really like about this episode is that Ruby doesn't want to form Garnet again just because Rose told them to. Or she doesn't want to be the answer just because Rose said so. She wants her and Sapphire to make this decision together. And that's where the proposal comes in. And I gotta say, that proposal was so dang cute. Like, it made me want to be like wifed up. It was so adorable. I can't believe Steven Universe, actually had that scene in the show. They actually said the words, will you marry me, and all that stuff. It was just such a sweet moment, and I'm just so glad they included it. It was another one of those moments that just brought the episode up to a higher tier. I would give it episode maybe a 8 or whatever, but now it's a 10, a straight 10, just for the final moments of the episode. It's so good. I had to say, I was not expecting them to get engaged at all. I avoided all spoilers, all leaks, all the promos, everything. I'm not actually sure if there were any spoilers or leaks for this Steven Bomb, but just in case, I blocked Steven Universe off the internet. So I was really pleasantly surprised at this episode and that they got engaged, and it's such a nice moment. I don't know where we go from here. I guess they're going to get married by the end of the Steven Bomb. I do know the diamonds are coming. I'm not sure when though. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I hope it doesn't crash the wedding or whatever. And I do hope that we see Garnet, reformed by the end of the Steven Bomb. That's something I'm really looking forward to seeing. So, I guess that's it. That's all I have to say. What do you guys think of this episode? Did you like the proposal? Did you think it was really cheesy? What do you think? When do you think the diamonds are going to come? When do you think Garnet's going to be reformed? All these questions I have. So, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.